Good evening from wherever you're watching and welcome. My name is Ngetich Hilary and this is The Sentinel. Tonight in studio I have some three gentlemen who are going to help us analyze some of the things we are going to discuss tonight. So let me first give them a chance to introduce themselves before we begin tonight's topic. So welcome from the other end.
Yes, my name is Eugene Muchai, second year student, at least I'm incoming third year student in the University of Moi.
Okay.
What we call Moi University.
Welcome.
Yes.
You've been here before.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, my name is Samuel Kimani, for the in the School of Human Resource Taking Entrepreneurship Studies.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm called Jared Oluwachaundo. I'm a fourth year School of Business and Economics, taking economics.
Okay, welcome gentlemen. I wish I could shake your hand from the other end, but you're very far. Okay, tonight's topic we'll assess whether actually formal education in Kenya, or the system of education in Kenya, caters for youths in their pursuit for success. We'll talk about whether actually the system in Kenya is actually tailored to meet the needs required for the success of the youth. So tonight, gentlemen, I would like us to focus on the system that we have in Kenya, whether it's actually tailor-made for success. So first of all, I want to give you a chance to define what do we mean by success? When we say someone has been successful, what do we exactly mean? From you, Eugene.
Good. So when we define success, the concept of any person, it is when you have personal satisfaction in whatever you're doing. So if whatever you do will give me satisfaction in life, then that is success.
So it does not mean that you get a good job.
It's not a matter of
you drive a big
a good job is also relative.
Uh,
So if a good job is what will give me satisfaction, then that is my success.
okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Jared?
Success to various people means various things. Success can mean being the very best at what you do. Success can mean becoming at the top of the game, like when you're competing with other people, being the first person in that particular competition. That can mean success. Success can also mean personal satisfaction, personal fulfillment and achievement of set goals.
Okay, Samuel, do you share the same idea? Because when I say I drive a big car, just the way you say personal satisfaction, it gives me satisfaction that now I walk and I can earn and I can drive. Is that success for you?
I think in the world that we are living, people equate success to good jobs, being driving good cars, or maybe at good careers. But I think there is no general description or meaning of the word success. Success to me means being fulfilled and being satisfied in whatever you do, such that you are able to be happy and you are equated with what you do is good to you and you are fulfilled and satisfied with whatever you do. Doesn't mean driving big cars or anything like that. It's just the world that we are living that is equating success to such things.
Okay, thank you. Now let's shift focus to education, the kind of course that we do. And if we come to the Kenyan perspective, you look at the certain courses such as engineering, education, business, and maybe even journalism. These are some of the courses that people think when you finish, you land a job. Because in Kenya, is Kenya really ready to cater for other courses? As of now, when you look at the general perspective, is Kenya ready to cater for other courses, like other courses, sociology? Do we have job markets for that?
Yes, no. Right now, my opinion is that Kenya does not have the capacity to cater for what is most essential about being a youth, or at least being in education. Whatever we term as formal education does not really cater for the formality or the end product of that education. So that we have so many courses and we have so many careers that don't really fit into the definitions of a person's willingness and readiness to define their success. So that we have courses which we do but do not really define what we want to have in future.
Is that really the reason, or we have courses?
Yeah.
I mean, I can be so good, I can want to do something like psychology.
Yeah.
And then when I finish, there is nowhere I can go and practice my profession. Is that really the problem? Is the problem really what I do, or the problem is actually the government not giving me a chance to utilize my profession?
I thought the government is also in charge of education. So by the time it's defining your curriculum, it is also meant to create those opportunities in the market.
So what are you trying to say? Are there no opportunities?
The opportunities are limited, very limited.
Do you share the same opinion there?
Well, I want to state that a degree is a degree, irrespective of the degree you are pursuing. What matters is the content of that particular paper you are having. If I'm taking, let's say, sociology, somebody's taking economics, somebody's taking human resource. At the end of it, we might see an advert on a newspaper saying, a degree, maybe we want a project manager, or we want somebody to run a particular project. Then basically you are asked a degree either in project planning or any social science. Yeah, this means that all of us, whoever did political science, whoever did community work, whoever did social work, whoever did sociology, whoever did economics, arts, all of us stand an equal chance. So the difference that comes up here is that what is the content of the paper you are carrying? Are you competent enough? Are you well versed with whatever you are doing? Because I don't see, there's no major difference in what you are learning. And as a graduate, I don't expect ourselves to constrain ourselves or restrict ourselves to the paper, to the curriculum we're having, just to the course outline. We're supposed to read far and wide so that we are able to accumulate enough knowledge as possible so that we can able to fit in whatever job we find ourselves with. At times we might study for a certain course, but we might not get that as a job. It doesn't not only happen in Kenya, it happens in the US, it happens in Britain, it happens even in Netherlands. So I don't think it's not only Kenyan problem, it's a problem that is shared with the rest of the world. But basically it depends how you equip yourself, how are you prepared for the work outside there. So basically when you're in a school, my advice is that we should be open-minded people, knowing that anything can be possible. We should open our mind to new ideas, we should open our mind to new discussion, we should open our minds to new innovations and be ready for any other thing.
Okay, thank you. Samuel, do you think that Kenya is actually prepared to cater for these other courses? Because when you look at something like a course like education and engineering, they have boards or certain companies that actually take them in. Do you think Kenya is actually prepared for other? Do you think these other courses are favored?
I think Kenya is not much prepared, but what I can be able to advise them is, I think any curriculum should be able to help you gain the knowledge and the skills to be able to identify the emerging opportunities in whatever field that you're doing, such that we have seen the government able to promote the field of entrepreneurship. What entrepreneurship is gathered to make you is to be able to identify opportunities in whatever field you are in. So it is reported that less than 50% of graduates who graduate every year lack a job. So what I will be able to advise the graduates, you should be able to identify opportunities in whatever field that is in. Because we are living in a knowledge-based economy, you should be able to use that knowledge and the skills that you have, identify emerging opportunities, and be able to use the knowledge that you have to be able to solve the problems and the challenges that are in the current society that we are living. So I think the government able to promote entrepreneurship is like, it's evident that there is no jobs in the market. So we should promote entrepreneurship in whatever field you are, so that we can be able to become self-employment people.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to pick it maybe from where Kimani has left. The problem should not be that the government is not providing employment. The problem should not be that what is the government doing for us. The problem should be, what am I doing for my government? I know what we have here in Kenya is the government for the people and for the people and by the people. But we also want to say that we are the Kenyan citizen. We have we have responsibilities on what we should do to the government. We should not be crying every day, serikali saidia, serikali saidia, serikali saidia. I would like to ask like the former president Mwai Kibaki, serikali saidia, wewe utasaidia serikali namna gani? We have a responsibility as the people of Kenya. I know there are a number of issues that maybe have contributed for us having an effective government, because I know we are the people of Kenya. We are given mandate after every 5 years to choose the right government. But what happens? We have been given a scorecard, yet we are unable to score in the right goal, basically because of our greediness. So the problem here might not be the windmill. The problem here is the wind itself. So we should start dealing with the wind. We should start dealing with ourselves. We should do soul searching. What can I do for the government? What can I do for my country? Not what should the country do for us. Our country owes us nothing. We owe the country a lot.
And of course, what you can do for yourself.
Good.
Let me talk to you about. I had a friend who told he was a community development student, and he was looking at the future so bleakly. He thought there could be no jobs out there, and he said, even if I'm given a job to sweep, and you know he's an undergraduate, even if I'm given a job to sweep, I will do it. Is that really the way to go? Are there better courses than others? Can you say there's a good course and there's a bad course?
No, there's no good course and bad course. A course is meant to give you an opportunity. And in most cases, I know at whatever level you are, you'll get something that fits your capacity. So there's nothing like a good degree and a bad course and a good course. No. All courses are good, all courses are fit for everyone. Yeah, and anyone can do anything.
So you are saying that even that person who has now seen the futures, so is so pessimistic about what's coming up in the future. Is there any hope for that?
There's still a lot of hope. There's so many things they can do.
And what can they do? Because if I'm doing something like community development, I'm doing something like psychology, I'm doing like sociology, and I don't foresee my place in the future, my place in an office setting. What should I do?
I always give an analogy of you go buy a pen from a supermarket. If you believe that pen will not work, trust me, that pen will not help you. But if you believe that pen will help you, it will definitely do. So the issue here is just the change of attitude. Believe in yourself that you can do something and you shall be able to do it. Now if you're doing community service and what we call social sciences, it's always good to just focus on something you can do in that social setting, in the community. There's so many NGOs around, so if you're a sociologist and you can't tap the opportunities in NGOs and community-based organizations, then you're the one who is blinding yourself to the opportunities.
So you're the one who has the problem?
Yeah, you're the one who has the problem.
Okay. Now Samuel, so many people right now, they seem to be drifting away from these jobs that actually in the end you do what we call white collar jobs. So people are doing some technical courses, practical courses such as welding, wiring. I have a friend who he did not even go to high school, but right now he did some course in a technical institution and he's working actually, because these practical courses there are so many opportunities. So can we say are the white collar jobs are they still there? Is it anyway any longer a way to go? Should we study so that we go to an office setting?
It's true that there have been a shift from what we call white collar jobs to technical and professional career people who there's a shift from people the job market. It needs people who are technically prepared and professionally prepared. I think there's a problem in the current white collar jobs where we find the training programs they only equip us with academic qualifications. I think there needs to be more to be put to the academics of the curriculum program, such that we need a lot of career development program equipped to the academics, such that they are able to be equipped with knowledge, skills and competencies. What you find mostly to those technical people, those technical jobs and those professional jobs, they have the skills, they have the competencies, so they are more more well put in the job market than the white collar jobs, where you find them they only academic and theoretically. There's no transition from the school to work to the work. What you learn in the school, there's no transition in terms of practicality and transition to what you are expected to do in the job market. So we need to develop some of the career programs in the school where those people in the career market, they come and train us and be able to tell us the requisites skills that are needed of us, so that we can also be we can be competitive compared to the technical people.
We still come back to the issue of half-baked graduates and all. Now, Jared, I want you to talk to someone who actually at the beginning he had maybe he wanted to do a certain course in the university, and then along the way maybe the grades did not give him an opportunity to study what he wanted, and now he or she has gone to another profession or another course which actually he didn't have in mind. What can you tell that person?
Well, what I can say, if you allow me, I'll quote Jeremiah 29 verse 11, that all of us, God has a great plan for us. Plans to bring us great future. Plans to bring us prosperity and not to harm us. There is a divine reason why you got a B and not an A. There's a very good reason why you got a B plus and not an A. Well, most of us, when we sit down to study, we aspire to get an A, a very clean A. Actually 8 A's, A in maths, A in English, all the way to the social science. But what happens, what we aspire or what we admire is not what we finally get. God has a plan for us. So whatever profession that you find yourself in, have the right perspective, have the right kind of thinking. I like to say that our mind is like a garden. Whatever we'll be able to plant in our mind is what we'll usually harvest. If you plant in your mind onions, don't expect to harvest cassava. If you plant in your mind maize, don't expect to harvest tomatoes. So basically, my appeal to the young generation outside there is that we should look at things in the forecast with a different perspective. We should look at things with the David perspective. When he looked at Goliath, David said that Goliath was the children of Israel had said that Goliath was too big for them to conquer. But when David looked at Goliath, he said, David is too big for me to miss. And that is the kind of perspective I'm asking our people, my fellow countrymen, to look at issues. So like when you are doing a course, for instance, the minister or the cabinet secretary in charge of medical services or in charge of health is not a doctor. So he is the head of the medical fraternity as far as Kenya is concerned. He is not a doctor, but he has achieved his dream. He's heading the doctors. So irrespective of where you are today, you can still do what you want to do.
Okay,
from that perspective.
Thank you, Jared. Jack of all trades, is it a good thing?
Well, if I was an employer today, I'll be able to hire somebody who can be able to handle multiple skills, somebody who can be able to multitask. I'll be very willing to hire someone who can do accounting, somebody who can also possess some marketing skills, that person who possess some PR skills. Maybe for an instance, I'm running a company and one of my staff in the accounts department is not there. What do you do? Does it mean that the work is stopping because so and so is not there because of 1 or 2, 3 things? Somebody can be able to stand in the gap. And also, like, I am an accountant, right? At this particular level, you aim to grow and maybe become the head of the accounting department. And when you become the head of the department, that means you must be good, having good managerial skills, communication skills, and also you must be conversant with the legal issues. And with that, you'll be more effective than somebody who is specialized in a specific area.
So you all agree that doing so much makes you more complete?
Yeah, it's important. It's important to be conversant with more than one field. Yes.
All right. Now let's answer the question. How then is formal education in Kenya important in the pursuit for success to the youth?
When we look at the word critically, maybe be able to gain new knowledge, new solution, and be able to be able to learn more and continue to learn maybe more about the future, and be able to learn by be able to focusing on the past. So education is far much important, and it will help Kenya become well equipped in the global world.
As opposed to the past, that the people from the rich and the mighty families were the ones who are able to succeed and maybe lead the rest. But now with the formal education, it has enabled us. Even people from no families, people from backgrounds without names, families without identity, has been able to be given leadership roles because of the impact of the formal education. In the former days, were only the sons of the chiefs, the sons of the people who had a lot of cattle, people who owned huge tracts of land, who were given leadership positions. But the moment the formal education system, has given us opportunities, equal opportunity to succeed and achieve greatness. Like here in Moi University, like for the Muso elections, and the leadership of these associations has given some of us from no backgrounds to lead the rest, because maybe of the competency we have acquired through the formal education, and that it also gives us a foundation and prepares us to be future leaders outside there. I want maybe to mention a few of the icons that we know outside there. If it was not formal education, we could have not had the likes of Aden Duale. We could have not had the likes of Eugene Wamalwa. We could have not had the likes of Joshua Kotunyi. I remember in the year 2007 when Joshua Kotunyi was vying for the MP Cherangani. Joshua Kotunyi had just finished university and he didn't have money.
In fact, he studied here.
Yes, he was here in Moi University. He didn't have money. He calls himself a spanner boy. The likes of William Ruto, our own deputy president, if it was not for the university education, if it was not the formal system that we're having today in Kenya, William Ruto could have not been whom he is. The names that could have been hearing of could have been the likes of Oginga Odinga's sons and daughters. It would have been the names of Jomo Kenyatta, the same names, Gideon Moi and the rest. But because of the formal education, we now have people without identity, the deputy president William Ruto, Kalonzo wa Musyoka, such kind of people. Kalonzo wa Musyoka from Mwingi, who comes from no family. He was schooled in a local school in Mwingi. He went to a local high school in Mwingi. But because of the formal education, he was able to go to one of the best universities in the world and also land one of the best jobs. Maybe like he was the vice president. We can recall that he was one of the best vice presidents that Kenya has ever had in history.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. It's been wonderful. Remember, you're watching The Sentinel, and you can like our Facebook page, The Sentinel Show /KTS. And remember to catch us next week for another exciting episode. I've been your host, Nyatish Hilary, and here from me in studio. Have a good night.
Thank you.